But when you're dealing with really entrenched belief, like when I was, I'll tell you an entrenched belief when I was in school, grade school. I just convinced myself I was dumb. I was a dumb fuck. I was dumb as a board, and I had all the grades to prove it out over and over again because I rehearsed this. I picked it up somewhere. I just wasn't as smart as everybody else. I couldn't do math, couldn't write well, I couldn't do this, and I practiced that. And the more I practiced it, the more I found data that supported it. So it doubled down on my ignorance. Barely got out of high school. And it wasn't until I was out of school in a $12 an hour job with babies in my 20s going, I want more out of life. I want to go back to school. And then I had to really challenge, oh, but you're an ass. You're a dumb fuck. How are you going to do this? And then I had to start rebuilding and go, well, maybe I can learn some stuff. I made it this far. And that started this process of me rebuilding the fact that, one, I don't know a lot of stuff. Here's what I know. I believe I can learn. Once I turned the corner that I could learn, I actually started learning. I tested out of my 010 remedial classes. At the college level, I'm in 010 remedial math. I'm in 010 remedial English. And it was so embarrassing and it hurt my heart, but I was like, no, I know I can learn. And I just kept practicing that instead of practicing, I'm so dumb. Because now the heat of life was saying, dude, you have to do something different. And so that new belief came actually out of that emotional crisis that I have to be able to get something different. And in that first semester, tested early out of 010 math, tested out early of 010 English, got into the right classes, hit Dean's List, and I went through 3.5 years of school hitting Dean's or President's List every time. And I'm not saying that to brag about myself, I'm saying something changed because I changed a dialogue that empowered me to start learning, where prior to that I just rehearsed the fact that I'm a blockhead. And that was a significant belief shift. I did it with sales. When I first started selling, I sucked. And then I found a way to talk myself into the fact that I can do this. I told myself some stories. I went out myself into being a half-decent salesman. Thank you to Maxwell Maltz, thank you to Brian Tracy, thank you to Jim Rohn, but they helped me change thought patterns, beliefs, and I crushed it. And my story is not the point. The point is, I want you to really consider this concept of beliefs. That's why they have to be scrutinized. You have to kind of know what you believe about yourself. You have to start picking up on what is the dialogue I say about myself when I'm by myself. What do I really think and feel about myself? Because there's a glorious, brilliant you that is God created. It is the thing that animates you. It is the thing that brings in passions and convictions and love, but it's covered over. It's covered over by a lot of ego, by a lot of what we had to build to interact with the world. That, unfortunately, is where most of our beliefs come from. You know, when we're young, we have a lot of people writing on our spirit. Parents, first and foremost. And lazy parents putting kids in front of TV. Now the TV's writing what some of these beliefs are. And then we send these kids out into the school, and now the teachers are writing what these beliefs are. And then the students are contributing. And all of this is contributing to who you think you are, and you're picking them up by default, by like accident. They're being written all over you. It doesn't mean that any of them are right. Some of them might be. But we don't know that until we go back and say, What is it I believe? Why do I believe it? Does that belief serve me? Does it line up with what my grown-up head now considers when I think of the world? And it's vitally important. The exercise, wherever you land on your beliefs, I think is immaterial for me as a person who loves you. What is more important is trying to influence you to go inside and ask your questions. What is it you believe about yourself? What is it you believe about the God you think is out there? What is it that you believe about his interaction with you, his thoughts toward you, his, hers, its, however? Please forgive me because it's just the easier way to say. But they are really, really life-altering questions that are worth a little bit of time. And of course, it's probably not wise to do it the way I did, because I took all of my shit and dumped it out all at one time. Because I was in crisis, because I was leaving the church and church family and connection and theology and a God concept. And I was literally walking away, going, I'm not going to do this. So I felt very untethered for quite a while. I wouldn't necessarily recommend all of it at one time, but I would start somewhere. I would definitely encourage you, if you're not already doing that, to start and feeling free and feeling commissioned by the Almighty to start calling bullshit on maybe some ideas that have been written on you, maybe with good intentions. Your parent or a coach or a friend who loves you, maybe with beautiful intentions, but very, very ignorant and darkened understanding. And it doesn't mean you need to embrace all that. It means you need to kind of challenge